folks, it's Jay. Thanks for checking out my trade journey. Going to go over my weekly recap for the week of August 21 through 25. I did take a handful of trades this week, but this was hands down the worst trading week I've ever had. So bad, in fact, that it was really disheartening. Let's get into the trades. Let's go over these trades. So the first trade I took Monday was on INFY, and let's see, it had gapped down pretty considerably. Earnings, news, I don't remember, but it was down, and I thought the trend would continue. So at the open, it was selling off, selling off, selling off, and I jumped in when it made this big move under VWAP, and I actually got in around, not around, I got in at 1392. And then the move immediately went against me, which was okay. I thought no problem. I had 225 shares was all I could take with the buying power that I had, somewhere around there. And then it did this, kind of retested VWAP, and then it got stuffed. And I thought, okay, this is a good sign. It's going to turn around and head back down. Well, obviously you can see it headed in the complete opposite direction. So I actually ended up getting out around 1410. I got filled at 1408 was when I got out. So instantly, within the first 5 minutes of the day, I'm down like $75. So I'm thinking, okay, no problem. I'm below the 500 minimum to use margin, but you've got the rest of the trading day to get back above the 500 so that the next day you could use margin again. So I'm like, all right, I'll just look for another trade. The next trade that I went after was JMEI. It had been about 5 minutes right into the market. So when I flipped over to this, I saw this move, and then I saw this pull back. And I thought, okay, this would be good for a breakout. I had this double top here at 420. Be good to make a move. I watched this candle form, and I saw the bulls push it back up a little bit. I thought, all right, that's good. So I got in at 414. It was either the top of this candle or as this candle was starting to move. And I thought, cool, let me get in before the actual breakout this time to make a little more money. Well, obviously, it didn't even get to 420, and then it stuffed. And I held this for, again, about another 5 minutes. When it tested VWAP, I was hoping and praying that it would bounce. The volume was not what I was looking for, but I thought maybe it'll bounce off VWAP. It'll test the 420 level again. It didn't. I ended up getting out at 14 right here, actually, I think, when it did this, and then it started to, I thought it was just going to dump again. So got out at 14 at that point. So now I'm down about $150 for the day, and I'm thinking, well, this is pretty horrible, right? I've tanked almost a third of my account at this point. So I had just been watching this, and I was watching it, and it started, let's see. Well, I'll just show you. I'll show you guys here. So here is my P&L for the day, and then these are all the trades that I took on it. But what I want to draw your attention to is the net P&L. So even after taking all these little scalps down here, I still ended up being down almost $80 for the day, and that's largely because of the commissions, right? You see, I've got $70 in commissions here, and then another 25 in ECN fees. So it hurt pretty bad. But what I ended up doing was scalping this move down right here, and I was this move? Or might have just been little pieces. Let's see. Let me see where I first won. 387. So I got a little piece of this move, made like 8 or 9 cents, and I was really worried, honestly, that this thing was going to bounce and go against me again, since I'd just taken 2 trades when I had entered, and it immediately went the other direction. So as it was making these moves down, I was just grabbing 2 or 3 cents, 4 cents, something like that, to just try to put anything back into my account to reduce how much I lost at the end of the day. And honestly, I mean, obviously you look at the chart and you think, well, hell, if you'd have just gotten in the original 387 that I got in at, and if I would have just held it, right, I could have made all my money back and then some. Well, that's easy to say in hindsight, right? I have said this before. I am very emotional with my trading, and that's probably my biggest downfall. I can't just get into a trade and then say, okay, if I think it's going to go to point X, let me see if it actually gets there. I see a few dollars in the P&L, and then I get out, or I get stopped out. So that really bit me in the ass on this trade. Again, I had a total of 7 trades for a total of 8,500 shares. You'll see I was taking 600 and 700 shares and scalping just these little 3 and 4 cent moves as it made its way down here on JMEI. So really bad day for me. I didn't trade anything on Tuesday or Wednesday. Wednesday I was watching RTNB, and this thing, let's see the daily. So it dipped, and then it started making this little move back up all week. I don't know if any of you have watched it. This company is filed for bankruptcy, and it's just a piece of crap, and the stock will be gone at some point. But every morning it was making these little run-ups, and the thing would pop like $1, right? You see here it went from 2.25 up to 350 in the first 10 minutes of the day, and it did this a few times during the week. And Thursday, this is Thursday that we're watching here, I was watching this and I thought, okay, my account's down to, it was at like 460, I think is what my account was at. And you're not supposed to use margin. So I jumped into this with 150 shares, and I think it was like right here. It was at 317. So it was either on this candle or when this dipped down and started coming back up. And the reason that I waited so long to get in is because this thing was really choppy, and it would spike up and it would drop and spike up and drop, but all the while making a lower high. And when you're looking at the chart in hindsight, you're like, well, that's a really clean move. It was not a clean move. It was jumping around. Like I said, you see there's some wicks on the candles. The volume is just kind of all over. So I got in here, 150 shares, 317, and then it got up to 3.25, and I was worried that it was going to stuff at 3.25 because it started chopping around again a little bit, and I ended up getting out at 324, which didn't do me any good. It was a flat trade. I think I lost like 30 cents on the trade after the commissions. So I thought, okay, well this isn't going to do me shit at all. So I thought, well, let me try and take a trade with margin. Let me see if the system will allow me to do it. So the trading community that I belong to, somebody had alerted something to the effect of, hey, OCLR is dumping. And when I sat back down at my desk, I had gone to fill up my coffee, or I don't know, I did something. I was in the kitchen, came back, and I saw that someone had alerted this. So I had been watching the chart already because it had gapped, I think, up on earnings or something. Yeah, so it had gapped up. So I was already watching it, and I have traded this stock before, so I was pretty confident that I could trade it. So someone said, hey, this thing's dumping, whatever. And I didn't bother to see what time that alert had been made. And I got in right here at 894. So the bottom of this candle is where I got in because I was thinking, oh, cool, okay, yeah, maybe it'll roll over. And then I said, I don't know if it was just because I saw the alert and I saw all the red candles and I thought it was a good idea to get in, which clearly it's not, right? You see this move back up. Maybe it could roll over, but it didn't. So, I mean, literally, I got in on the very bottom of this candle, and then it started going against me and against me and against me. And I had taken 300 shares, so I did use margin below $500. So you can use margin if you've got less than $500 in your account, but you risk getting a margin call and having your account liquidated if, I guess, the trade desk catches you doing it. Trade at your own risk in that case, I guess, if you ever get into this situation. I did it, and nothing happened to me, but that doesn't mean it wouldn't happen to you. So 894, I was in, and I initially had my stop at like 906 or something. And when it started coming up against me, I thought, crap, I better move it up. So I moved it up to like 911. And I thought, okay, maybe, because check this out. Let me fib this for you guys. So if you look at this move that was made from the high to the low, the deep retracement to the 0.382 level is 912. And I thought, okay, I don't think it's going to pull back that far. And I moved my stop to 912. Well, the high of this candle was 905, And obviously it finally got over to 913 and stopped me out like 20 minutes later. I don't think I've ever held a position in the red for this long. For me, that's just way too much pain. But it literally, by 1 cent, I got stopped out. And I wasn't looking to get a lot of money. I literally was looking for this thing to just get back down to 876. I just wanted to grab about 20 cents. I had 300 shares, so that would have given me like 60 bucks. It would have been enough to get me back over 500, no problem. So I even had a range order in to take profit there, and the damn thing stopped me out here. And then of course it rolls over and gets down to 877, and then it breaks over here like an hour later. So my target was right, my stop was wrong. So I ended up losing 70 bucks on that when it stopped me out there, all because of this 1 penny. And I guess it's my own fault. Like, maybe it was a dumb place to put a stop. Maybe it was dumb to get into the trade to begin with. Maybe I had a couple of things here that I did wrong. So for the week, I ended up being down like 140 bucks, 130 bucks, something like that. Really bad. So my account is now under $400. I have got my platform fees for the month coming out. So I just said, I'm gonna just take this money out of this account. I'm not gonna try to trade with $300 in there, even though, yeah, technically I could risk trading with margin and try to make some money. But I got to be honest, the market is looking pretty scary right now. I've been watching some other videos on YouTube, and the big, the FANG stocks, Google, are in some pretty critical areas as far as where they need to hold support. And those move a lot of the, the NASDAQ and SPY. A lot of those trades are what move those ETFs. And in the options market, there's a whole lot of hedging going on in the VIX. So we could be in for some crazy volatility in the next few weeks. And maybe not, maybe it's just some doomsday or stuff out there. But the sources that are sharing this information, in my mind, are credible. They're people that have been in the trading industry for more than a decade, and they are analysts. So I think there's maybe some truth to it. So I thought, well, maybe I'll just get out for a little while, and I'll just do some paper trading, put together some more money, and open up another account. There's another trader that I follow on YouTube who some of you may also know of. He has a TradeNet account and has been trading that for a while. So I thought, well, maybe I'll open up a TradeNet account and trade CFDs and see what that's like. I don't know. I'm not really sure. I'm really kind of shaken after this week, and I know it's not a lot of money, but I don't want to keep losing 500 bucks here, 500 bucks there, and attempting to trade with a small amount of money. I would like to think that maybe if I can trade some higher value stocks in the same patterns that I like to play, but if I am disciplined, which I really wasn't this week, I got to be honest. I don't think that I took the proper entries that I should have. Maybe I was a little antsy to make more trades and try to do something. And maybe that's just not me. Maybe my trading style just needs to be a couple of trades a week, and I look for those perfect setups. Not just, hey, let me trade this to trade. Volume was kind of wonky. A lot of volatility, like I said, this week. So I don't know. Maybe it was just a bad week for me. I know a lot of people had green weeks because of these same tickers that I lost money on. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I will keep making videos. And again, I said it might be paper trading. It might be about options. I have some money in an options trading account. I made a couple of trades on Monday. I had an AMD, a couple of puts that I actually made a little bit of money on. So I may explore that some more. I really like the idea of advanced option strategies, and it might be something else that I'll be doing. So I'll try to keep making some videos and at least recapping maybe some technical analysis and stuff for you guys that have subscribed, and I do appreciate that. And I want to continue doing this, and I enjoy doing this. So just a bad week for me. I hope you guys had a better week than I did, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.
Yeah, I like to keep it mellow. I smoke and keep it mellow. I drink and keep it mellow. Every day I keep it mellow. Every day I keep it mellow.